Hey everybody, so we've got some signing news to talk about this afternoon. Probably the biggest free agent left, and certainly the biggest free agent defenseman left, Sami Vatanen, has finally signed, returning to the New Jersey Devils on a one-year deal worth $2 million this year. So Vatanen returns to New Jersey, where he's played the past couple seasons. He got traded last year at the deadline to Carolina, played in the playoffs for the Hurricanes, and then obviously this offseason was struggling to find somewhere to go and ends up just going back to New Jersey. So, this is a solid pickup for the Devils. Vatanen is a guy who, when he's in the lineup, is a pretty solid middle pair guy. He's got decent offensive upside, and he's a decent defenseman. But the problem for Sami Vatanen has been staying in the lineup. He has missed a ton of games over the past two seasons. Each of the past 2 years, he's only played 50 games or less in the regular season. He did play 7 games in the playoffs last year for the Hurricanes, had 3 points, but it's been an injury issue, and that's really affected his game. It's not allowed him to continue to grow and develop and be the top 4 guy that he had the potential to be. Certainly, when he was in Anaheim, it looked like Sami Vatanen had really high potential, and the injuries have just really limited that. And he's still a middle pair guy, but not nearly as good as I think he could have been. And hopefully he has a healthy season this year and can stay in the lineup. And for a team like New Jersey, no one's really expecting much from them. The pressure is off. He can just kind of go out there and play, and they need bodies, and he'll be a solid guy to have on that back end there. So I think it makes sense for New Jersey to do this on a one-year deal. He's someone you're familiar with. He's got some upside. He's a solid middle pair guy. And he'll help out your defense on a team that really doesn't have a very good defense core when you look at it. He's certainly going to be a positive addition there with the Devils. And for Vatanen, it seemed like it was pretty slim pickings for him in free agency this offseason. I think the injuries do have a lot to do with that. Obviously, the flat cap didn't help either. That's hurt all of the free agents this year because there's just not that much money to go around because of the cap not going up. But, if you're Vatanen, you're happy to have an NHL job. If you're New Jersey, he's a guy, guy you're familiar with and a guy that you know what you're going to get out of. The big question is just how many games is he going to play? Can he stay healthy for a full season? If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a 25, 30-point guy, even in a 56-game season. If you look at what he did in 47 games last year with the Devils before the trade to Carolina, he had 23 points. And then he didn't play again in the regular season because of injury and didn't play until the playoffs much later on with Carolina. But he had 23 points in 47 games last season. This is a guy who, if he can stay healthy, can be a 25 to 30-point defenseman, which would certainly benefit the New Jersey Devils and certainly help his free agency stock heading into, this is only a one-year deal, heading into the offseason after this summer, in which he'll be a free agent once again. So I think it's a move that makes sense for both sides, and I think both sides are going to be happy with it, and hopefully for Sami Vatanen's sake, he can stay healthy and actually play a full season this year and really get to showcase who he is and the kind of player that he can be. But Vatanen goes back to New Jersey on a one-year deal, $2 million, and that I think is probably going to round out New Jersey's moves for this year, unless they pull some big trade out or something like that. But for the most part, I think that's going to round out New Jersey's offseason, and they're bringing back a guy that they're pretty familiar with. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, Patreon, merchandise store, and donation link are in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.